Flu, I'm back again with another little, this will be quite little I think, video for you. How are you all? I hope that you're all very well and you've all been doing lots of lovely stitching and sewing and creating. I haven't been doing an awful lot lately because I've been back at work again. So there hasn't been an awful lot of creating going on. However, just before I did start this latest stint again, I did manage to complete my second pair of Megan Nielsen Flint Culottes, and that's what this video is going to be about. So I think that I will put in some photos here now for you to have a look at them on me, because I'm not wearing them right now. That's them there. So here are some photos. Okay, I hope you enjoyed those photographs. Here is the real thing for you to have a closer look. And I'll talk you through a little bit of what I did to make these now. So do you remember the last pair that I made? It was these actually, I've got them on. These ones with the tie waist and the little release tucks, which is part of the pattern. Well, I decided for these ones that I wanted to make them flat fronted. So the fabric that I used is some gorgeous, quite lightweight cotton that I got in Ukraine when I was visiting my friend Holly there. It was quite a while ago now, so this does count as a make your stash hashtag, I think, because I've had this fabric sitting there probably for about 2 years. So yeah, it's this lovely green, it's cotton. I think it's probably what you might call like poplin, or something between poplin and just quilting cotton, because it's not as thick as quilting cotton. It's quite lightweight, but it's not as lightweight as like a lawn or something like that. Anyway, yeah, so I decided to make these flat fronted, guys. So I wanted to lose the release tucks that are in the original pattern. And Megan Nielsen has got a brilliant tutorial on that on her website, which is fantastic. And if you watch my last video, you'll see that I explained I didn't follow the instructions properly on that tutorial. Silly Lulu. Yeah, so I got really far through the construction process and was up to the point where you attach the waistband when I realised that these parts here were too wide. I hadn't made them narrow enough because I hadn't lined up the things properly on the pattern pieces that I'd adjusted, so I had to unpick loads basically. I left part of like the middle seams attached from about there down to there, but everything else I pretty much had to take apart. So I unpicked it all and redid the pattern pieces, recut these, and also I was pushing it a bit because there were little parts of it that didn't quite fit the pattern piece properly anymore. So I did have to do a bit of twiddling and fiddling around to make it work, but I did it, and I'm really proud of myself for doing that, because I was so cross. I'm sure you can all recognise what that's like when you've made such a big mistake. I was really annoyed with myself, especially because I really love this fabric and spent so long umming and ahhing in that shop deciding on what to buy, and then, you know, kept it for so long thinking I want to make sure I make the right thing with this, and then I messed it up. Anyway, as you can see, I fixed it. Yay! Lovely flat front. I really love the way it's worked out, and I think it shows off that pattern really nicely, because the polka dots, as you can see, they're in sort of stripe formation. They're in straight lines on the front. I haven't completely lined things up in the middle because they're kind of uneven. You can see here, like, they go up and down and up like this, so it wasn't quite possible to get them perfect, but it's not bad. Wish this little fella wasn't there. But God, in the grand scheme of things, does this really matter? No is the answer. Yeah, so I added little gold button, which has got like a little sailory anchor type thing on it. that was just something I had in my stash, and I did have 3 of those actually, so I was considering putting another one there. Did a little survey with my friends and we all agreed that we think just one looked nice enough, you know. But let me know if you think I should add another one. What I really wanted is something like this ring, actually a very flat, plain gold disc, about that size but completely flat. I think that would look really nice. So if I ever find a button like that, I'll probably replace it. So I'll show you a little bit of the inside here. So as you can see, I opted for the button fastening instead of the tie fastening this time. Again, I wanted it to just look as kind of clean and sort of flat looking as possible. Maybe flat's not the right word. Anyway, clean, that's what I wanted. And instead of putting a button fastening there, I used a little hook and bar, which I think has worked quite well. And as you can see, I use some contrast lining for the pockets as well. I love doing that. I love having that little secret bit of a different pattern in your clothes that only you know about, and you, me and you. You're in the secret club. Yeah, so the other side I did the same as well with the pocket lining. I just really love this pattern so much. I think it fits really nicely for me. It works really nicely. I love the thick hem at the bottom. It really gives like a lovely drape and shape to the bottom of the trouser leg. I think I'd love to make loads of different versions of these Megan Nielsen Flints. I imagine them in shorts. I don't really wear shorts in the summer because I don't really have the legs for it. But I love wearing short skirts and shorts in winter time when you can wear tights with them. Not that we really get a cold winter here in Abu Dhabi, but if I ever go to a cold place or home in the winter time, I love wearing tights and a short skirt or shorts. I think it looks great. So maybe one day I'll make a winter shorts version of these with perhaps little turn-ups on them even. Anyway, yeah, so that's the story of the latest Flints. And I do have more of this fabric left, guys, as well, so let me know your thoughts on that. I would really like the idea of making a little top that would match. Now, initially I was imagining, like, here we go, you ready for one of my amazing descriptions again? A little sort of cami top that had a straight across bit there and square straight strap, so it makes like a square neck like that, and then quite big ruffles coming off the side of the straps. That was one idea. I've lately started to decide against that because I quite fancy the idea of a higher neck or like something with a collar. So I thought maybe a very basic shell top with a fairly high neck or a collar. I might not have enough fabric to do that. No, I might actually. And maybe buttons down the back. This was my idea. I don't know if I'll have enough fabric for this, but I would love to do this. Big, gigantic, crazy puffed sleeves. Do you know what I mean? So like puff sleeves that come from here to about there with a thick band there. So the shirt itself would be very, very plain, but the sleeves would be like the feature. I just really like the idea of that. I saw, this was ages ago now, on It Takes Two. Are any of you Strictly Come Dancing fans? Are you into Strictly? Well, I am. Anyway, on It Takes Two last year, Darcy Bustle had like a black organza top like that on with these massive puff sleeves, and it's never left my mind. It just looks so gorgeous. And I've also recently started following a designer on Instagram who she's like an independent new young designer, and I've forgotten her name already. If I think of it, I'll put a link in the notes, in the description. Why do I always say notes? It's because I listen to podcasts. This isn't a podcast. Yeah, I'll put a link to it if I can find out who she is. And she makes these beautiful blouses and things with huge puff sleeves, and I just love that look at the moment. I think it looks cool. So if I could manage to do that, that might be what I do with the leftover fabric of the green dotty stuff. What do you think? Yeah, okay, so that's the latest thing that I've made. I don't have anything else on the cutting or sewing table at the moment because I'm working and I find I just don't have the time or energy, sadly, to do anything else. But what else did I want to talk to you about? Oh yeah, other news. I've got a few other bits and pieces of news. I got some brilliant bargains in Gabardashery's D-Stash sale. Do any of you, loads of you probably do know Gabardashery. Gabby, she's brilliant. She's a sewing vlogger. She's very prolific. She makes loads of cool stuff. She's on Instagram as well. And she recently did a D-Stash sale. And I bought 2 bits of fabric. One was like a vintage pink jacquard. And I've forgotten what. Oh, the other one was teal quilted jersey, like sweatshirting jersey type stuff. And I was thinking I could make something out of the Tilly and the Button stretch book. Maybe I could make a Stella hoodie for myself out of that, or a little top or something. Anyway, so that was nice. And I also got 2 vintage patterns from her. One of them, I think I should share photos of those now. It's just amazing. It's gorgeous. It won't fit me. It's definitely the wrong size for me, but it's a really cute vintage, like 60s style thing. I'll show you a picture. So what did you think of that? It's mega cute, isn't it? And it really looks like a dress that I've had pinned on my Pinterest board for ages, that I think is a Valentino dress. Anyway, if I can't make the pattern for myself, I'll just put the drawing in a frame because it's just so cute anyway. I won't share the other stuff that I got on the D-Stash sale because I won't actually have it in my hand, in my hot little hand, until I get home for the summer in the UK. We're organising that now. It's all getting booked, which is really exciting. We have like the whole of Richard's summer holidays in the UK. Dead lucky. It's so exciting. So we're home for about 6 or 7 weeks, I think, and I've had the stuff that I bought from Gabby sent to my sister's work address, so Jenny Jones will keep that for me until I get to the UK, and maybe when I record a video in the UK I can show you that stuff then. Okay, yeah, what else did I want to talk to you about? Oh, this is quite big news. I got my new machine. I got my new Janome DKS 100, guys. I'm not showing it to you in this video because it needs a little makeover. If you've seen my Instagram stories, you'll know about this. I had a bit of a child spitting a dummy out moment over it when it arrived. My husband bought this for me as a present, which was fantastic. It's the machine that Tilly and the Buttons uses, as you all probably know. Now, half the reason I wanted that machine is because I knew it was good quality. I knew it would be able to handle pretty much anything that I threw at it. And also because I loved those bright turquoise panels. I know, appearance is not everything, it's not. But we are creative people and aesthetic does have some meaning to us, right? Anyway, it arrived. I ordered it from a local online sewing supplies shop, which is in Dubai, up the road. And I took it out of the box and those turquoise panels were nowhere to be seen. What the top one was just plain white, and the bottom one had this really weird, what I would call like Brookside wallpaper from 2003 maybe, design on it. And it makes me sound like such a snob, but I just did not like that design at all. It was just not pretty. But you can judge me. I know it's first world problems, I do know that. But anyway, I've got plans to beautify it. I'm going to stick something over that panel. I might just put stickers all over it. I might put like patterned sticky back plastic, you know, like peelable wallpaper, something like that over it. Anyway, I'm going to make it beautiful to my eyes again, and then it'll make me happy. So I was very cross for about an hour, and then I thought, Louise, come on, pull yourself together. And Cogs was like that as well. He was like, Lou, really? It's a practical item. He was like, what does it matter what it looks like? And I just thought, oh, you don't understand. But anyway, I've made one thing on it. This, a little wallet for the Cogmeister. This is the 4th one of these that I've made. I used zebra print lining for it. It's the 4th one. He absolutely loves them and he uses them until they fall to pieces. It's from a tutorial by Noodlehead, and I'll put the link in the description here. And it's a great little tutorial. However, the last couple of times that I've made them, including this time and all before, I've messed it up massively. I don't know how, but I've made mistakes. And when I'd finished this, I proudly presented it to him and then realised that no cards fitted in it. Yeah, it's that useful. So I've since unpicked these two central bits here, and I'm going to put one line of stitching down the middle, and hopefully that will rectify the problem. So yeah, that's the one thing that I've made on the new machine so far. I don't have anything else cut out and ready to go, so as you know, it's all the prep that takes the time, isn't it? So I'm not ready to sew anything yet, really. However, hopefully, you know, I'll get to work on something good soon. Yeah, and I'll show you it soon as well, I promise. Sorry, I didn't mean to look at my phone, I meant to look at my notebook. Please, get with it, girl. Okay, yeah, so future sewing, the next thing that I've got planned to make is a secret. I'm going to do some pattern testing for somebody, which is quite exciting. And that will be, I don't know when that will be released, that pattern, but I have to have it made by the 10th of June, so it'll probably be a little while off after that. So that's what I'll be doing next, that's my next project, so I won't be able to share it with you, I'm afraid, until it comes out in real life. What else? Oh yeah, so the next video I was thinking of doing, somebody said, somebody suggested that I do the seamstress tag, and I know the seamstress tag is maybe a little bit like I've missed the boat on that a bit. It was ages ago that people were doing it. It was actually before I got into sewing vlogs that I realised, so I didn't know it really existed. But if you would like to see me do that, I'd be happy to do a little video of it. I mean, I might just do it anyway, and you know, if you're interested, you guys can watch, and I can answer some questions about sewing and stuff like that. Okay then, well, I hope you enjoyed this little snippety video, and yeah, let me know if you've got any thoughts or comments or questions about what I did with my latest incarnation of the Flint Culottes. And thank you for watching, and thank you for subscribing. Thanks for being such lovely viewers. I love you all. Keep stitching.